We are here with softball head coach Jackie Joseph. Can you recap last weekend for us a little, Coach?
Well, I thought we played really well at Purdue in two of the games. We started out well. Kelly, really pitched well in game one, and we created a lot of offense for ourselves and had a good game. In game two, we didn't really play well at all, and I thought that Purdue made much better adjustments than we did, and then we kicked it. So, when you kick it around, you don't really, you don't feel good about the game at all. And then in game three was one of the just best games we've played all year. I mean, Kelly pitched so well, but in addition to that, we made some unbelievable defensive plays. Kylie Hopkins made a play coming out of center field to diving full on, horizontal grab to save 3 runs and basically, save the game at that point in a 1-0 shutout. So, to get the series win on the road is always a good sign, and and I thought all in all we held serve, if you will, on the road.
All right, and the momentum you're seeing from the team, you're gaining, you're 5-0 at home. What's that like for team chemistry?
Well, I feel good about, where we are. I'm a little disappointed in that the weather hasn't been that great this week for us to get out, but, and get to some things that I would like to get at. But all in all, we could not be in a better place in terms of momentum and team chemistry, and I think the players are really doing a great job of staying dialed in and focused on what we need to do.
And having that momentum going into a big weekend, playing the number one school in the conference right now, and you're number 2. What's that look like?
Well, I think the important thing for us is to not get caught up in that they're number 1 and we're number 2, and to not get caught looking in that dugout. I think that one of the reasons we've had some success lately is we're not playing the jersey, and I think it'll be real important for us to not get caught up in the hype of Michigan State. I mean, it is a great rivalry, and it is why kids choose, Michigan or Michigan State for sense in terms of, the excitement of that rivalry. But, win or lose, it's not the be-all to end-all. We've got to just stay focused and approach it the same way we have every other opponent. Having said that, I know that it won't be. I get that, and that's really fun and cool. But pitch to pitch, we've still got to stay focused on what we need to do.
What's the matchup looking like against the Wolverines?
Well, I think that they have just an outstanding ball club. They've got a left-handed pitcher who, has had tremendous success, and they've got a righty that's big and strong and throws a heavy ball down, and she's carried the load of their team up until now when the other kid has come back from an injury. But maybe most impressive is their hitting lineup. They've got a real murderer's row, whereas in the past, the other teams had 1, maybe 2 hitters we had to stay away from. Michigan sends up, 7, 8, 9 hitters, and we've got to be on our toes for every hitter. So there's not any lulls in the lineup, if you will. So that's a different matchup than we'd seen in the past.
Throughout the season, you've talked about how the team is working on improving the players left on base. What kind of improvements have you seen since conference has begun?
Well, we've really gotten a lot better in really every category. I mean, not only have we gotten better in team offense, we've gotten better in team defense and in pitching, if you can imagine that, because we had been pretty good in that anyway. But right now, I think we've seen continually weekly improvement in all 3 categories, and maybe the most significant one is, our ability to play team offense, to get on, to move runners, to get sac flies, to have a big timely hit. Those are all things that have improved week to week.
All right, Kelly Smith had another great weekend. How do you see her going into this weekend along with, you've talked a little bit about how maybe all of your pitchers will be going out this weekend.
Yeah, I expect all 3 pitchers to see action this weekend, but I do expect them to be at their best. I mean, the test for them will be to not overhype anything, to just understand why they're successful, spin the ball, hit a spot, work ahead in the count, get out of jams, failure recovery. All the things we've been talking about all year are really going to come into play when you're playing your rival, on the road, specifically on Friday, on the network. in front of a huge crowd. These are all things that could tend to distract maybe an immature player or team, and we've got to do a good job of making sure we don't get caught up in that.
All right, do you have a message to the fans for coming out this weekend?
Well, I think they'll get their money's worth, no question. I mean, I think it'll be a great series. We've got a great stadium at home now to play in, and they do too. So I think whether they catch us play down there or catch us here at home, I think it's going to be a great weekend.
Well, thank you and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.